these guys are on the line, lining up. We're starting our amateur skateboard class. The deal with the amateur class is there's going to be a bracket of 48 racers.
They allow the amateur skateboarders to not have to wear full leathers. As long as they've got full pads, full face helmet, gloves, they're good to go.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome thing here. It's great for them in 100 and some degree heat. Also, it's a relatively safe course. Lower speed, tighter racing, so you're with each other a lot more, but they've done a great job with the safety barriers. We have our medics on site at the middle of the course, ambulance corner, and at the bottom here. So looking forward to some great racing from these guys. For them to be in the amateur class does not mean by any means that they're not as fast or not necessarily as skilled as the pro riders. Maybe they don't have the experience on hill. Maybe they don't have the experience riding in a pack in a race situation. Maybe some of these guys just don't have their leathers yet. But the quality of the racing that's going to come out of this is going to be on par.
Oh, they're definitely taking it seriously.
Road clear, road closed, just for riders. The road is hot and the riders are on their way. We're letting you know now we've got 4 for the first heat, 2's no-shows.
As you heard from Curtis Head right there for the start, he's letting the guys go down. Here they go.
All right, just 4 in this first heat. 2 of the guys did not make it into the heat. So let's see these guys battle it out.
We got some huge pushes right there.
Oh, the experience of youth, right?
Go Liam!
All right, the guys around the first corner. They're going to head into a little left followed by a bigger left, and that's going to set them up to get on course and start underway.
Here they come into backbreaker.
Hey Liam, are you there?
There's a little straightaways, and they're going to come up to the left here. After the left is immediate right. The backbreaker we were just talking about, and then their arms are going to get weak.
Legs might get weak as well.
Yeah, legs weak, arms heavy. Because we vomit on their leathers already. Mom spaghetti corner. I've been trying to plug that in all week, and it just did not work out. That didn't work out at all, did it?
No, I think it worked great. Here they come in the spaghetti. Into the never-ending left.
Oddly enough, the never-ending left does end at one point.
Yeah, it ends up turning into a right-hand turn.
And then this is the straightaway we were talking about, where it's the first time they have a longer straightaway. They've kind of separated out into where they're going to stack up speed-wise and their ability to get through these corners. See a little bit of drafting, and that's going to put them in position to get into the repeaters and then be where they need to be coming into Cowsers.
Yeah, that's a great-looking tuck coming into ambulance turn.
Absolutely great looking. Like I said, these amateur guys, amateurs only in the name, it's not necessarily in their ability to ride and their ability to race.
We've got a definite leader.
That is a sizable lead. Pending any mistakes, he should be able to walk away with it. We're looking at second and third now to see what these guys do to get into each other and who's going to move out. These are 6-man heats. Top 3 moving on, bottom 3 are eliminated until we get farther down in the round as they start to qualify into the Conti bracket after elimination.
We've got a battle for third place, that's for sure. Guys coming into the lefty, going into that right. And then you start setting up for the Cowsers corner, kind of thinking, strategizing, figuring out what you're going to do.
All right, as these guys are coming down on the screen now from our vantage point, you can see them. The hill at the very top of this frame is a little bit after the exit of Cowsers. There's an exit that straightens up for a second, and then this little left-hander that's really not much of a turn at all once you're on course. And then it's the steepest section of the course as they get a little boost of speed before they finish out here at the end.
Yeah, we should see the leader coming in, going through Cowsers at the moment.
There's that little straightaway and that little dog left. Now above our head, you're going to see him come down. Again,
Here he comes.
One of the steeper parts of the course. Pick up a little bit of speed. Our leader very clearly taking a lead. Battle for second
Dipping
and
that
third,
shoulder
though
right into
both
that
are going to be
lefty.
advancing through. Little wide line, but that's your top 3 from the first heat, moving on to the next round of our initial 48-man bracket.
Just like you said, these guys they're no amateurs.
Mason Shin is not racing.
All right, Mason Shin in heat 2 of this first round is not going to be racing.
Yeah, they're coming down.
Oh, looks like we had a little jump on the start there.
All right, they're on course. Some big pushes. That looks like our second place finisher from the women's skateboard. Lauren Whipperman in fourth there, chasing initial lead group of the 3 riders.
I like all these aero helmets too. Pretty cool to see everyone rocking the aero helmets these
That's
days.
going to give them a ton of speed.
It will.
Great tuck out in front. That initial pack of 3 is kind of started to separate out a little bit now.
With the little look back.
Lauren's moved up into third.
Dipping that shoulder. There we go into backbreaker. Coming into spaghetti.
I understand why we call it backbreaker. To me, it should have been a never-ending rider because that thing feels like it's never going to end and just keeps getting tighter and tighter the whole way through. But these guys handled it no problem.
Oh, it ends. You can find yourself at the bottom of the goalie.
Yeah, it ends, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
All right, our leader coming in straight here. Holding the spot, giving a little look back.
Yeah,
Break
we've
and
got to
tuck
look back.
just a
We've got
little.
to draft.
Break and tuck just a little bit. He's going to throw out some draft, and he's going to get caught here as he's going into ambulance corner.
Kind of adjusting that foot.
The sizable lead he's had is now gone. Now he's got somebody right on him.
Heat 3, Pedro is missing.
Another look back.
Getting nervous with the look backs.
Tucking that knee. Going in the repeater.
Little wide on that first repeater. That might be what's going to cost him that lead spot.
That's what happens when you keep looking back. Looking at almost a drag race here.
Our second place rider right now got up on him, started to go on the outside, and kind of checked up, chose to stay behind him. Probably wanting to see what happens after this repeater if he takes a wide line again to be able to move into that number 1 position, or use this next straighter section to go ahead and grab that draft and get out to a big enough lead to get through Cowsers, not side by side.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of hill left.
Up, and there's the peak again. Again on that left side. Chose to check up and just tuck back in behind. I've never seen someone look back so much in a race. All right, we can see them above us as they're coming into the left before Cowsers.
Hanging on to the righty. That Cowsers.
Hanging on to the right, holding his lead. All right, you should see him coming down this back stretch here as they're all the way around Cowsers now. Again, top 3 moving out of this heat, but short 1 man. Easily holds on to the lead all the way through. Then Lauren rounding out our top 3 out of that heat. That's going to be moving on to the next round.
That was some great
Our
racing.
next round of 24. Not 24. Our next round. They're doing 3-man fancy.
Once again, we want to thank our sponsors. Subsonic, Loaded and Otang,
Xavier
Xavier
Racing,
Racing,
Ionic Flux, Ronin Trucks,
Ronin Trucks, Southern California, Sector 9, and Street Lounge. Look at these guys.
another 5-man heat. They're off. Almost look like a false start, but they're letting them go.
Massive push. All right, here they go.
All right, all 5 riders on course. So through the first little dog left in the right-hand corner, they're going to go through a left, little squiggly section before they start to set up into the never-enders. Losing track of where we are on the course.
Please confirm you got that.
Looks like they're coming into backbreaker, trying to pull some moves. Who's going to stay in front? Who's going to fall behind?
Our leader's way in front. He's got a big gap on him. Let's see if he can hold it. So did the last heat. However, by the end, he started to lose a lot of that big gap after some of the longer straightaways.
Yeah, making it clean through backbreaker. Coming
Now
in
hanging out
spaghetti.
Mom Spaghetti.
The never-ending left.
Never ending left with the lead guy already having lost his, now has lost his lead.
The first two, they look like they're definitely going for it. I think Nick is hot on their trail.
Yeah, last we saw Nick was in third. It looks like he's probably still in that position. We'll see where they are coming out of Ambulance Corner.
He's definitely sniffing what they're spraying. He's coming around Ambulance. We got Max from Australia in front, followed by Jake from Vegas.
Ooh, looks like Nick's still holding on to third, but barely.
Jake and I had a great time last night. Definitely dancing.
Nick's been in this position the entire race, holding on to third, but just barely, and it looks like he's still holding him
No,
off.
Nick's out in front now.
No, that's the Nick's in third. The two lead guys are battling off on their own. He's been holding third the entire race, but holding third barely. So there's our two leaders.
Vegas Jake coming in.
That's a drag race.
That's definitely a drag race. Holding him off. Keeping
Hold him
that
off
inside
barely.
line for the next. Oh,
Ew,
giving
checking
him
up
a
and letting
little
him
bit
go.
of room.
Oh, letting it go.
Here they
Coming in
come
here to Cowsers. Nick's now separated from fourth and fifth. It looks like he's in a more comfortable third position. Let's see
Should
where
be
they are
coming
as they
through
come around the
soon.
corner here and into this little drop off before our final corner. Still a drag race. One on the outside trying to cut in and one on the inside. Are they going to get into each other? Max and Jake both hold it. Nick DBK coming through, stretching out that third place position, giving him a safe third, moving on to the next round.
Holding it down. Okay, we got riders up at the top, ready to go. Looks like these boys are getting in the zone. They're ready to go. Up there at the top.
Heat 4 about to come down.
Heat 4 about to come down.
I'm a neon green guy myself. I'm a fan. I'm going to pick him for the heat.
I'm picking yellow and black.
All right, let's make a bet on it.
All right, let's look for some massive pushing. We've had it all day. I don't expect anything
down.
different. There they go. Huge pushes. Like you said, David.
Neon green, it's the fastest color out
He's out
there.
in front. Followed by Red Helmet with the GoPro.
And again, in the amateur class, they are allowed to go down as long as they have a full face, gloves on, and protective padding and gear. Some knee pucks, some elbow pads, they're good to go without leathers. And we have one of those guys in these heats still holding his own.
Yeah, they're probably having more fun than we are. We've already got a change in position here. First place.
You don't need leathers to lead the heat.
That's for sure.
Now, if he had a neon green t-shirt on, extra fast. All right, the front three guys clearly pulling away on their own from the rest of the pack. It looks like it's just going to be a battle from them the entire way down here. From what we've seen previously at this section of the course, until they get to that first straightaway before ambulance, positioning kind of seems to hold. It all seems to switch there, and that's position. It looks like they're holding the rest of the race. So let's see what they get into after they get through this corner here.
Yeah, as long as they can keep their lines and have a good time. No one crashes. Everyone has fun.
The big
they
props
come.
to the guy up in the overlook with this camera number 2. He's covering half the course from us, standing in the middle of the sun in this 100-degree heat.
Talk about a drag race. Here we go. Into ambulance turn. Oh, change of position once again.
Ambulance Sherman just enough room to go ahead and take the inside on that left after that. Grabbing rail, stabilizing it up a little bit. Lost him a little bit of spacing there.
Catching up into the lefty.
And the lefty, this is the first of our 2 repeaters. Clearly, the top 3 guys have separated from the bottom 3 guys in this heat, so it's going to be a battle between them, but they're all safe to move on to the next round, pending any mistakes.
Like you were saying earlier, get out in front, stay out in front.
Hey, at least get out in front and hold on to second or third if anything does go wrong or if you do get drafted and passed.
I think our dude in red helmet's practicing.
There we go, a little battle for fourth and fifth for you. All right, another beautiful shot of Maryhill from our overlook camera. Not too much of a battle for the risk of moving on to the next round, but a battle for first, second, and third as they're coming through Cowsers.
Definitely.
Still on top of each other.
Go.
My man in the neon green
race
had it, but it looks like he lost it. But he still has the inside position. We're going to see how he comes around this last corner.
As long as he can stay
They
in
are
front,
on each other.
coming into that lefty, hand down.
Hold on, losing the first place spot, but holding on to second, moving on to the next round.
Yeah, there were a few position changes there, but
All right, our next heat is on course. These guys are underway.
whoa, that's some racing right there. Little hey, how you do?
Another one coming down.
All right, our next heat is on course. These guys are underway.
All right, we got another heat on the hill. Dipping into there. Coming in backbreakers.
All right, so this is the fifth of our 8 heats again. 48-man brackets, 6 at a time.
Grabbing a rail on that backside for the goofy footer. Dude's out in front, not looking back.
Coming down here with a combination of corners, both left and right. Do you think there is any advantage to being regular or goofy-footed, depending on which corners are harder, which are tighter, and which stance you're at?
I don't think so. There's so many corners that I don't think anyone's got a real advantage.
Does
Goofy
appear to
footer, regular footer, doesn't matter.
You're right. So far, we haven't seen any real advantage other than personal rider preference, but mostly it's coming down to the tuck, the kick, and then how fast these guys are going when they do decide to pass and whether they can get around in some of these corners. That inside line is key. A pass right before the corner might push you just off your line.
Ooh, and we've got a crash.
Two
These
guys are
touched
down.
wheels. Hopefully everyone's okay.
Good, they can't hear us up there, but it looks like they're okay. Searching for some boards.
Probably underneath that hay bale. There you go.
4 is clear.
Not the guys in the lead, the top 3, not the guys hoping to move on, but still a bad day in your first heat to come out and get some hay up your butt.
Yeah, nobody likes to touch wheels, that's for sure.
All right, it does look like they're both up and underway and okay, so we're going to move back to the front of that heat as these front 3 guys are starting to pull away. They're just coming into Cowsers now. They'll give us a couple seconds before we start to see them coming around this corner. All All right, again, I'm David Dean. I'm hosting here with Danny Connor. We have an excellent point of view as we get to see these guys coming through the last little U-turn here before the finish.
These two are still racing
EP
for second
rounding
and
out
third.
their top three.
Wow.
Racing for second or third, and all
Love
three
it.
are advancing on very easily in that front pack.
I like watching that type of racing. No egos, nothing. It's like, hey, let's do this.
Let's do it. We both advance. I'm still going to beat you. Now we have our next group on the line here. Mixing up in the amateurs, the boys and the girls. And there's our two that touched wheels coming down. They're all okay. Finishing out their heat.
We got heat 6 on the line. Massive pushing.
Set it, Charlie. Yep.
Who do you got on this one, David?
I don't know. It looks like our girl's going to trail off a little bit in the back, but she had a long flight overseas to get here, so kudos her just for being here and showing up. Again, similar to the other heats, it looks like our top three are going to start to pull away, and that's going to be the pack. So far, I've seen so much change up from the early part of the course to the end. That straightaway before ambulance seems to be where they separate and kind of pick their final positions.
Yeah, these top few turns kind of dictate what's going to happen at the bottom.
I'm going to say there in third, grabbing a rail, making sure he stays on the inside line. If he keeps that spot, gets your spaghetti into the straightaway, I think he'll be good to go to catch up with those guys. See, there you go. Holding that inside line just gave him a good little boost up on the distance between second and third. The first place looks like he's pulling away a little bit when he gets in that straight before ambulance. He might be able to hold it just fine and be free and clear the rest of the road.
Yeah, we got Dakota Johansson in third place.
There they are, just getting onto the straight before ambulance corner. Quick little look back at the start there of the straightaway, but looks like he knows he's good to go.
Tuck. Right to ambulance, dipping that shoulder.
Great tuck, great
Showing
lines. It
everyone how
looks
to do
like
it.
at this point, if they haven't caught up to him, as long as he runs his race, a nice clean race, he should be good to advance on. Second place has some distance, but third and fourth, there's a little bit of a battle there. Again, only the top three advancing out. Third, losing that third place position's got to catch back up.
He kind of did a little bit of a look back to see who was back there, thinking about what his next move is going to be.
Yeah, deciding whether he's giving up his third place spot and he's about to give up another one, or whether he knows he has a little bit of time to charge and try to get back up to those top three.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You saw a quick little look back from the leader there. Nobody too close, feeling comfortable through it. Third, battle for third, moving up to second. Our boy that lost position looks like he's dropped back pretty far now in fourth place and might not be close enough to these guys to catch back up by the end to be able to make a run at a pass.
Yeah, hopefully he's just not giving up and stays in there.
It's a long road. You can never give up here. You always have a chance to come back.
So another heat on the hill.
I'm sorry, yes, there's no far behind schedule to keep racing them. All right, so bottoms are out and they're done.
All right, you can see him coming down behind us into this final left-hand corner, holding the lead the whole race, nice and comfortable. Little battle for second and third, but both advancing on. And advancing on comfortably. Fortunately, after losing that third place position, slipping back into a far fourth, not able to come up and challenge those guys.
Dakota will be fine.
He'll be all right. Then we have our woman skater just coming around Cowsers to round out this heat. Once she comes down the hill, we'll tune back into our next heat that's on course. It's probably getting close to backbreaker right about now. Follow in through the straightaway and see how that heat's stacking up. Everybody give it up for her. She comes around this last corner. Woo! Plopping a hand down, grabbing a rail, looking smooth.
Four coming down.
Go!
We'll tune back into our next heat that's on course. It's probably getting close to backbreaker right about now. Follow in through the straightaway and see how that heat's stacking up.
You know, I'm kind of jealous. I don't think I could pull off purple or green leathers.
I think you should give it a shot.
Well, we'll
You're
see
pulling
what
off that
happens.
neon green shirt.
Maybe if Venom Skate Products will sponsor me for my next set of leathers.
For your next bright pink and purple leathers.
We'll see what happens. Lee Danzy's still asking for a beatdown.
All right, there's our leader from our next heat coming down already. All right, little look back, checking his lead, seeing how much time he has. Looks pretty comfortable.
I don't know. There's some people coming on pretty hot and heavy.
So far, the early rounds of this 48-man bracket have seen some good racing, but also a lot of spacing out. I think once we start to move into smaller and smaller groupings, you're going to see these guys that had these big leads be in heats of other guys that had the same leads too, and now they're going to be a big pileup. So we're going to see who was comfortable the whole time and thought they were going to walk away with a win here, and who's going to get challenged, maybe get a little shaken up, and let that lead and let that inside line and that great tuck just go to shame and drop the ball, eat some hay.
Yeah, I think also they're going to be at the top, and they're all going to push off the exact same time. So you're going to see like 6 across the line.
There's the leader for our next heat, the top 3. Again, pretty separated out coming through Cowsers. Doesn't look like there's going to be much of a challenge for that second place position, but he still has a shot at it. Again, top 3 advancing. You might go ahead and take third and just know he's going to go to the next round and not try to push it or race here through the finish.
Dipping the shoulder, tucking that knee into that left-hander.
Oh, and a great
Look at the
line.
challenge.
To
Wow.
heck with third.
That
Don't
was a
just
good go.
advance. Start taking people down. Again, all he had to do was hang on and get third. He's good to go. Not good enough for him. Taking that inside line. Taking that second place position away and just letting him know he's going to be there for the next round.
All right, another one coming down. Yep. Get it. Good job, lady. Yep. Get it. Yep.
All right, I believe this should be our last heat of the day on course right now.
Of the day.
Sorry, of this round,
There you go.
Woo. Getting a hand down, maybe a little knee down too.
We're out here, Maryhill, 2017. Day's not going to end anytime soon.
Doing some wind walking. It's not going to end after the racing, because after the racing, we're heading back to Goldendale for more DJs tonight down by the campsite.
Chris, over to you. Can you go to 5 or 7? Excuse me, go to 7. Go to 7.
All right, we're seeing something similar here again. The leader getting out of the pack, staying away from having to change his lines up around the corners, advancing that lead out. Second place looks pretty comfortable. This looks like we might have a little bit of a battle between third and fourth.
Jamming out in the ambulance right there.
That is a
Looking
great, more zoomed out view of ambulance corner where you can really see the distance that these guys are putting on each other.
Guys and girls, everyone's doing it this weekend. Having a great time at Windwalk.
And there we go. There's that challenge.
That's
Coming
the
in our
race we're
first set of
looking for.
repeaters.
Oh, had a little touch there.
getting him a little offline and holding on to the inside to take that pass.
Got some fans down here. Everyone's fired up. That wasn't a trick question.
All right, Green Gate, the second repeater, they're through. Our leader is taking, I think, what is the biggest lead so far in any of the heats that we've seen in amateur skateboard. Very comfortable out
Way
front.
out there. What would you say? That's a good 10 seconds?
I mean, it's a huge gap. There's also a gap between second, third, and third to fourth. It looks like this heat, again, barring any mistakes, is pretty much already spelled out. As the last of the heat trickles through Kowser's corner now, we're going to start to see him coming down the steep hill and around for our finish. There's our leader. Yeah, Danny, I would say it might not be 10 seconds, but that is the largest lead of any of the amateur heats in this first round so far.
Definitely a commanding lead.
Commanding lead, a little spaced out, but that was a fast heat.
And that battle for second and third, third and fourth, pretty cool.
Great, so that should be heat number 8. That'll complete our first round of the amateur skateboards. They're going to do one more round after that when they go up the third time. Our masters, our inline skaters, and our first time, I think I've seen it, a women's luge category are going to go up on the truck and start their battle this afternoon.